Which brings us to Turning Point, in which the semi-main event, not the main event, was Randy Savage, Jeff Hardy, and AJ Styles facing Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Jeff Jarrett. Earlier in the show, Savage did a promo with Scott Hudson, same thing, ooh yeah, dig it, before he was kidnapped. My favorite thing about the kidnapping segment is they don't show them actually shoving Savage into the car.
It's all implication.
They show them throwing Savage's hat into the car, slamming the door, and then the car drives off as Mike Tenay is like, is that Savage? Did they kidnap Savage?
Savage, just do the fucking angle. Jesus Christ. Jump in the car. Have a fucking... I don't know. That strikes me. Like, they're paying you a shit ton. Just do the bit. You don't even have to wrestle on this show.
Hey, he works very hard. So you do get the match. It ends up being a 3-on-2 handicap match for most of its 18-minute runtime.
Oh my god, this match was so fucking long.
This match was impossibly long. And, like, irrationally long, some would suggest.
Illegally long. This should not be.
So they do the 3-on-2. It's technically fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like Hall's falling over the place or anything, but there's very little good there until the very last minute, which is still not very good, but at least Randy Savage shows up. By the way, it must be noted, before we talk about Savage,
it must be,
that the Kings of Wrestling come out to the Flying Elvis's music.
With tremendous gear.
Yeah, where Hall and Nash are wearing Elvis jumpsuits, but Jarrett isn't. Jarrett didn't commit to the bit.
Why is Jarrett not committed to this bit?
He sucks. Jarrett stinks.
He's ruining it for everyone. Jarrett's a great grifter, but he's no Kevin Nash when it comes to coolness, is he?
No.
I suppose who is?
He wishes he could get as much money for doing as little work as Big Kev did.
Not wrong. If Big Kev was running the live event business for AEW right now, we'd all be talking different.
Oh, then we'd be getting a bunch of Big Kev against Sting matches.
Who would they team Big Kev
No,
with?
just put him in the Jarrett slot where he's with the old X Division guys, the Paparazzi Productions reunion.
Oh my god. Well, then you have to bring in Alex.
So Savage walks out, locks Jarrett in a sleeper as the other two lock the other two in a sleeper as well. Then Jarrett goes for a sunset flip. Savage punches him, sits down in the sunset flip, and pins the NWA World Champion.
Hell yeah.
They very clearly present this as the guy just pinned the champion. Shouldn't he get a title shot? Which was the plan, but Savage walked out.
Yeah, how would you feel about Randy Savage versus Jeff Jarrett?
Based on what you see of the, 30 seconds of them interacting just on this show, I kind of would have liked to see it out of morbid intrigue.
How do you think it would have done?
Because they would have insisted on doing, a 15-minute match minimum.
Oh, 100%. It might be good because Jarrett won't be able to pull his bullshit with Randy.
But also Randy can't do anything.
Yeah, but Randy can probably walk and brawl with the best of them, so...
It's true, they just go all over the entire Impact Zone.
Yeah.
They brawl all the way to the Asylum and back. So just 2 days after pinning NWA World Champion Jeff Jarrett at Turning Point, Randy Savage walked out in the promotion. Savage showed up at Universal Studios in Orlando, but ended up having a 3.5-hour meeting with Jerry Jarrett, then walked out without appearing on camera as scheduled. His future with the company is unknown, but at this point it appears he is at an impasse over either money or plans on how he wants to be used. He was scheduled to face Jarrett in the main event of TNA's Final Resolution January pay-per-view. The big rumor is basically that he insisted when he came in, he's not losing to Jeff Jarrett. He's not going to put over Jeff Jarrett. So that when they were like, we're going to put you in a pay-per-view main event against Jeff Jarrett, he's like, hey guys, what's the result of that match?
That was my first thought, was there's no way in hell, if they do that match, that Randy wants to lose.
Yeah, so when it became increasingly clear that they wanted him to lose, he's like, fuck it, peace out.
Which is kind of base, to be fair.
Yeah, apparently he was making between 10 and 25 grand per show, which is insane money.
Also, maybe Randy just do the job ski.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not getting signed anywhere else. Just take the money.
When you think about the lengths they had to go to protect him, even in a 6-man tag, you realize there's probably a lot going on in Randy's head at this stage of his career.
What was Randy Savage's last match?
This is the last match of the Macho Man Randy Savage's career. Randy Savage, Jeff Hardy, and AJ Styles versus Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Jeff Jarrett.
It's kind of an interesting, weird wrestling fact, isn't it?
TNA have a surprising number of people's last matches.
I wouldn't brag about that.
No, they have Chyna's. They had Ric Flair's until Ric Flair had another last match, I guess.
Hogan?
Hogan's last match as well. Yeah, so that's like the weird TNA legacy. I was at Hogan's last match. It was a house show.
The last 3 companies Randy Savage worked: TNA, WCW, New Japan.
He did do appearances at WWA.
He didn't wrestle.
So yeah, that's the end of Randy Savage's career. The final match of the Macho Man. The final time he was seen on television as a pro wrestler. He did the acting stuff after this, but
I mean, listen, I don't feel like someone who's really educated enough to talk about Randy Savage's career at length.
I feel like we have to put what I call the Kurt Hennig proviso. If somehow the only match you've seen of Randy Savage's career is this one, this one TNA match, I would highly recommend you go watch some more Randy Savage.
I heard that Ricky Steamboat Randy Savage match is pretty good.
It's just like a 3 3/4 star match, but still.
People seem to like that one.
The biggest disappointment, honestly, is like Savage's thing is his charisma. You know, he is one of the most iconic promos of all time.
He doesn't even cut a promo.
All his promos are just like standard, see you at the pay-per-view, yeah. You don't even get like a deranged Macho Man promo.
They don't even give him like a Randy and Jeff being weird together promo. Of course, they never let Jeff Hardy talk in general, but you know.
Or just like patting AJ on the head, being like, oh yeah, you're the future of the business.
Oh my god, imagine AJ trying to keep up with Randy Savage and Jeff Hardy.
There's like a funny moment on the Best Dams, I'm sorry to bring them up, where Chris Rose is trying to go like banter for banter with Roddy Piper. It's like, even if you think he's a pretty good host, the man can't go barb for barb with Roddy Piper.
Yeah, and watching that WrestleMania, it was very funny seeing like Austin and Piper going back and forth together, and then it's just like, all right, Carlito, good luck.
So Savage pins Jarrett. He was meant to challenge in January, but he walked out, and we'll pick that up in January.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll bounce back accordingly.